That was a lot of chocolate.
Yeah.
How are you?
One of those things like you be here all day, you got something to do, you got something going on?
You busy, please. It's something else.
You got activity or anything? You got buddy, you want to play there?
How are you?
This is fun. I have cheap on.
Yeah.
If I call them first, I'm like, everybody's coming away.
Yep.
I went, but they have the early rising.
There you go.
That's
I think everybody ready?
good.
We call the meeting to order. Please join me in the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic and one nation under God. Thank you. Madam the Clerk, roll call, please.
Would you like to do the pledge of allegiance? Oh, we just did that.
Yep.
This one. Chairperson Abdul Haddis,
Present.
Vice Chairperson Ms. Georgia Faria,
Here.
Ms. Hillary Chambers.
Present.
Ms. Sheila Buffet. Present. Mr. Curtis Ivan.
Present.
Mr. Royce Nanico is participating by Zoom as a non-voting member. Mr. Burt Lindsey.
Present. Thank you. Item 4, adoption of the agenda.
So moved.
Supported.
Motion been made and supported. Any discussion? There are none. All those who agree signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried.
certification of public notice. Madam
SMART will
Clerk.
hold the March 28, 2024 Board of Directors meeting at 2 p.m. in the Beal Building, located at 535 Griswold Street, Suite 600, Detroit, Michigan 48226. This meeting is open to the public.
Thank you. Item 6A, board meeting minute for February 22nd, 2024.
Make a motion to approve the board meeting minutes as presented, Mr. Chair.
Support.
Motion been made and supported. Any discussion? Hearing none, those who agree signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Oppose, motion carried. Item 7, public participation. Any person from the public wish, please take the podium and state your name, your address.
Cunningham, been an activist for a long time in regards to public transportation. I was curious, the new bus lines going into Rochester and other areas, if like a mailer or so, or like a advertisement can be left with all the businesses in the area and the benefits of transit. I don't know about the people in the community per se, because they may not use it and they may be against it. I'm not sure, but I would say the businesses along the benefits of transit, how their employees, new employees, et cetera, grassroots level could use transit. Also, I noticed that the coaches, do I see any smart buses wrapped, advertising wraps on them? I don't know. I don't think there's any smart buses with wraps on there. Some of my colleagues at Detroit People's Platform and other orgs are trying to get DDOT to do a low-income fare, meaning veterans, people coming from incarceration, and low-income people would not pay fare, a percentage of the ridership. And I don't know if a sponsor could be found to do that at SMART. And a Q line and the People Mover, they are free, and People Mover has a sponsor. But I hand out bus tickets, hand warmers and gloves at the bus stops, and a lot of people, like a couple pregnant, homeless, etc. And they will call, and I will give them like 10 tickets or whatever I can do in the community. So I'm at the grassroots level, and I see there's a great need for people that are low income. Possibly if there can be a study for a low income, meaning veterans freshly from incarceration, and those that are low income, maybe entry level on their jobs, working poor, I would like to say. Some people in the galley here probably disagree, but I touch these people. I see these people. I'm with these people demographics you probably won't even want to talk to, but there's folks that really need a low income fare, a stepping stone, not a handout. So by me seeing it every day, that's why I have the outlook that I have. So I hope I expressed that well enough. But the People Mover can do it, Q Line can do it, SMART and DDOT can do it. Not saying everybody free, but a percentage, so people can get a stepping stone. That's about it. I do appreciate your time. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Anybody else from the public? Please take the podium. Yes.
Stephen Haring, City of Detroit, Wayne County. So I'm finally excited. I mean, it's taken years that we're finally going to see a route in Rochester. I mean, it's just taken years of, a lot of disagreements from, political leaders there. And, finally did it. And I'm also happy that it's going all the way to the fairgrounds. I know it was originally supposed to stop, I believe, at the transit center, but from going to the fairgrounds, that will give a direct connection downtown, which will be great. It would be cool eventually in the pipeline to have a flex zone in Rochester. I feel like that would really be popular there. And even a park and ride that goes to Rochester, because there's so many surrounding communities there, like Oakland Township, which is growing fast. Even Oxford's growing fast, where people can just go park and it will take them right downtown, similar to the 851. I know it's kind of with all the driver shortages, it's kind of hard to get new routes now, but that's definitely something to look in the pipeline. I was disappointed to find out, the negotiations didn't exactly go the way they want, but optimistic that, in the next couple of months we'll finally reach something because, these drivers deserve to get paid so much more than 18 an hour. It's a hard job and, some of the stuff I've seen drivers go through and stories, they definitely deserve about the same wage either a cop or a fireman earns because, I mean, they're critical essential workers. So I'm definitely a lot more optimistic than last year about it. And also, seems like the buses are doing a little better. I only take them like once every couple weeks or once a week. But last couple times I've taken them, they've been definitely a lot better. I mean, I believe one was for the first time in like since pre-COVID, less than 10 minutes late. But we need to get them right on time again. It's hurting us and it's hurting the economy, and we really need to get our act together. Because as of now, I don't trust the leadership. But once I start to see the improvements in the wages and the service coming in times, I'll start to trust the leadership. So counting on you guys to make it better.
Thank you. Anybody else from the public?
Hi, my name is Alan Yakitin. I'm from Livingston County, Michigan. I guess I want to, really quickly say, first of all, I'm really glad to see that the expansions are underway. I'm obviously probably won't use them myself, but I'm sure there will be many people using them. I will talk about the expansion that happened back in September. With the 305 and the 740 getting extended. That was great. So here's a little story. So this Tuesday, I actually took that extension to get from where I live to Farmington Hills to get a medical procedure done. And I did have to cross like the 1.5 mile gap between Livingston County's transit and the 305 on foot. And one thing I noticed on the way back is, when I got off the 305 bus and I, started walking west, someone else was actually walking too. And he actually walked further than I did. He must have walked like 2 miles west of where 305 goes, which means that there is like an unmet demand here for transit to go west, like into Lyon Township and New Hudson. So I think that's something that should be kept in mind is, I guess as we do all these expansions, we need a lot more. Thank you.
Any other person like to comment? And seeing, okay.
My name is Stephen Hammondtree. I live in East Point, and I know the last few times I've been up here, I haven't exactly been the most positive voice on the microphone, but I do want to say that I appreciate what SMART is doing recovering from this pandemic. It is starting to feel like there's been progress on that front. And I just want to say I appreciate everyone, the drivers, the mechanics, the attendants. That's all.
Thank you. Anybody else?
Hello there, folks. Lucas Lasecki, Farmington Hills, Oakland County. I just wanted to quickly, for one, express my pleasure and anticipation at the new 492. It's very exciting to finally get service into Rochester Hills, and just need to applaud the hard work of Harmony and everyone under her department in making this happen, because it's truly a momentous occasion, and I am just waiting to celebrate the launch of this new service. It's going to be life-changing for a lot of people in that area. So I think everyone at SMART deserves a good pat on the back for everything they've done to make this happen. There's just one small issue I want to raise that has sort of gone unaddressed, but I'd like to bring it up again, is the lack of virtual participation for these meetings. It's been about a year. I think it was the meeting last April was the last one where people were actually able to give comment over Zoom, and that sort of just disappeared without explanation. And we've been left wondering why, because you can see here that Zoom is being used to produce the live stream for YouTube. I just do not understand why there isn't an option for people to give that comment. I was only able to make it here today because my class at OCC got out late, or got out early rather. Otherwise, I would have been unable to participate in this meeting. So I would appreciate if the board and the staff associated with it would bring back that option for people to participate, because it's important for disabled folks who are unable to get here, for anyone who is just for any other reason unable to get to Buell, works a regular 9 to 5, can't get here at 2 o'clock on a Thursday, to be able to make their voice heard before the board of directors. But with that said, I do appreciate the recent addition of the sounding board. Bernard and his staff, and SAFE especially, have done a great job making sure that there is a forum for people to have their voices heard, but that does not negate the need for virtual participation at these meetings too. Thanks for your consideration. Have a good afternoon.
Thank you. Anybody else like to make a comment? Seeing none, we move to next item, chairperson report. I think I have none. Next one, item 9, general manager report. Mr. Farrell.
Mr. Chair, actually a couple things. One, I'd like to thank the SMART staff for all of its efforts for our Women's History event. Very well received. There was a lot of work done by everybody, and I certainly appreciate it. I also want to make sure to give kudos to Harmony and her staff for the continuing outreach that they're doing in the community. It's a heavy lift, and I appreciate the efforts. The next board meeting, the schedule for this group is on the 25th of April, which is also the first day of the NFL draft. So there might be a little conflict there. A bit. So we're going to explore some options, whether it's one to see if we have items that can be deferred, we'll defer it and just not have the meeting. Or if we have to have it, then it'll be brief, and we'll find an alternative location.
I already let Tiffany know this, but I'm out of town on that day too.
Okay,
I mean,
okay.
Brett's here, but I'm not here.
Okay, all right. So we're looking to see if we can, in a perfect world, we'll defer things till the next month. And then we'll go from there. But we will keep you and the public abreast of what those decisions are. And with that,
I think would be the right thing to do. If we don't have any emergency thing, we may have to make a decision on. So that would be the right thing to do.
Just cancel it, do the
Yeah,
items in May.
yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
okay, we can make that work.
Okay. We go to item 10, board briefing, item A, HR hiring update. Deanna?
Hello, my name is Tiana Leapart, and I am here to present the HR hiring update. Hello to all the members of the board. This report is from February 1st through February 29, 2024. In the month of February, we hired 14 fixed route operators and 8 paratransit operators for a total of 22 new operators to SMART. For our separations, we had 5 fixed route operators that were separated and 3 paratransit operators for a total of 8. For the bus operators for February 2024, we have a total of 426 budgeted positions. So far, we have 350 positions filled, which leaves 76 vacant. For our paratransit operators, we have a total of 142 budgeted positions. 112 of those 142 are filled, which leaves us with 30 open or vacant positions. I would like to report our hiring progress over the last couple of months. So beginning in August 2023, with our paratransit operators, we had 90 so that was in August in 2023. In December 2023, we had 107. And in February 2024, we have a total of 112. For our fixed route bus operators, in August 2023, we had a total of 335. In December of 2023, we had 341. And as of February 29, 2024, we are at a total of 350. So that do conclude my hiring update, and I am available if you have any questions.
Any question for Tiana? Thank you. Job well done. Item B, April service change expansion, Harmony Lloyd.
Right, Mr. Chairman, members of the board, thank you. As you heard the public speak about, we have a lot of changes coming in April. I specifically wanted to highlight the 3 changes that qualify as major service changes. They will be implemented on April 22nd, 2024. These were proposed changes were brought to the public per SMART and FTA policy in May of 2023. They were then brought to the board of directors and presented, and the board voted affirmatively on May 25th, 2023 to implement these changes. So the first round of major changes was what you saw in September of 23 with the expansions in Novi and Wixom. This is the second round, which I will go into detail on in a minute. And then our final round of what we're calling phase 1 changes, the ones that you had already approved, will occur in June of 2024. So the first one is the discontinuation of the Route 400, the Southfield Orchard Lake route. This route, it was decided to discontinue it due to long-going low ridership, and there's a duplication of other fixed route services by other routes. And there's a list there of the different routes that people can access. And if you look on the map, the yellow section, the highlighted section is the Southfield route, and you can see the numbers of the other routes that cover that section. Making this change will make available 2 buses and 4 drivers to support the other changes we have. Does anyone have a question on that slide?
Any question?
No. Okay.
Good job.
The next is our Pontiac Crosstown route. This route has just been modified to better serve the east side of it. It will connect the neighborhoods in Auburn Hills and Rochester Hills. So it will connect at Oakland University so people can make that connection into Rochester. It'll continue to serve Amazon, and it will travel into downtown Auburn Hills and end or begin at the Marketplace Plaza, Walmart, and Meijer, which we've had a lot of public requests for and a lot from the business community for their employees. Okay. Anyone? All right. And then the good news that everybody's excited about, Route 492 Rochester Road. This is a new route, completely new to the community of Rochester and Rochester Hills. This will start at Oakland University and will travel through downtown Rochester. You can see the path it makes to the south and will end at the State Fair Transit Center. Yay, thank you. We're excited. This is big. We have, as the public mentioned about sharing information, we have a host of things that are going to be publicizing this route over the next several weeks. But in the background, I have been meeting with leaders of those communities, with the Chamber of Commerce, and sharing information about the route to the business community so that they are familiar with it and can share information about it, like was brought up in during public comment. So I'm happy to answer any questions.
Any question?
Chair. I might,
Chamberlain?
yeah, thank you. Thank you so much, Harmony. Thank you for all of the staff work that has been done on this. I wanted just to, it is, it is a major advancement and we're very happy to see it come to fruition. But I wanted to kind of connect what the great presentation that you gave with what some of the public comment was, because I do think it's important as we try to build a county-wide system in Oakland, like they have in Macomb, that we stop thinking about it as communities that were in transit or not in transit in the past. Because the truth of the matter is, as we've embarked on this over the last now year and a half, and I brought our first annual Oakland County Transit Report, which is fabulous if anyone's interested. I think what we're finding is there's a high demand for these services. So, not to go back over the millage vote, it was approved in Rochester Hills and in Novi by the residents when it was offered up to them. So, and what we've seen in the more rural areas is a doubling of ridership. So I think it's the whole statement of if you build it, they will come. So, and that's not necessarily always the first barometer. It's going to take time for people to understand and utilize these services. But I think that we have to kind of put the paradigm of the past in the past, and now just kind of see this transit as a regional, as a seamless system that is going to just continue to grow. And in that respect, I want to give kudos to SMART for the support that they have provided to the NFL draft. And we haven't talked a lot about it at this table. I guess it's just the work that goes on behind the scenes as you seek to support the community. But we've gotten some outreach in the last day. There must have been a presentation that you made yesterday, and people were really, really impressed with what you're doing to support that big event for the region. So thank you for the work on that as well.
Excellent. Any other question? Okay, thank you, Harmony.
All right, thanks.
Next item at cybersecurity briefing, Mr. Melvin Evan.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chair. Today I am presenting SMART's network security briefing to the Board of Directors. During this briefing, I will cover our cybersecurity objective. I will overview our approach to cybersecurity, and I will close with what to expect going forward. Next slide. Our objective is to protect SMART's network from all cyber threats and to provide seamless, uninterrupted service to our staff and our passengers. Next slide. Our approach to cybersecurity includes a defined response and management plan, strong threat protection, continuous network monitoring, education of staff to identify cyber threats, endpoint protection software that monitors applications on desktops, laptops, and tablets, and a commitment to make adjustments as needed. Next slide. This is an illustration of our approach to cybersecurity. We need to provide stable and reliable communications for our fleet and our passengers. Our endpoint devices need to operate regardless of their location and still be protected and able to connect to network resources. Our staff requires secure access to utilize network resources as well. All this must be met while protecting the network from malicious acts that would prevent SMART from meeting its commitments. Next slide. In closing, we will continue to be vigilant and zealous in the protection of our network. We will continue to follow the guidelines of the Cybersecurity Infrastructure Security Agency, which is a government agency responsible for providing guidance for cybersecurity. And lastly, we will provide regular briefings to the board. I'm here to answer any questions you may have.
Any question for Mr. Lloyd? John?
Mr. Evans, thanks so much for the update today. Really appreciate not only the vigilance from you and the rest of the team. Just wanted to get a little insight from you. I know that whether it's the clever devices that we have the opportunity to review as a board, and even today with the endpoint protection of software, how's the staff been dealing with all these other technology contractors that we've been bringing on board? As each one, they probably come with their own suite of cybersecurity software systems. How's the integration been going, and how's the team kind of managing those elements?
For the answer to that question is, every time a new application come on board, it requires us to evaluate their needs, and then to be able to develop a security platform for them that would provide what they need to provide and restrict access where it needs to be restricted. Everyone is a custom built integration for that particular application.
Never make it easy for us, right?
Never.
Thanks, I
Okay,
appreciate
no
it.
problem.
Any other question? Seeing none, thank you, Mr. Evans. 11A, authorization to award a contract for endpoint protection software.
So moved.
Melvin?
All right, thank you, Mr. Chair and members of the board. Staff recommends board approval for the resolution authorizing the purchase of endpoint protection software. This will be used to protect SMART's desktops, laptops, and servers. This is a critical part to SMART's cybersecurity program. The RFQ was processed and produced 6 responses with a favorable quote from a Mayornet of Michigan at a price not to exceed $136,760. The terms of this contract is 3 years. I'm here to answer any questions you may have.
Any question? Thank you. And none, we move to item 11B. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, motion been made and supported. All those who agree signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. Thank you. Okay, now second amendment for a 3-month extension for concrete pad for bus shelter.
So moved, Mr. Chair.
Support.
Okay, Mr. Burt. Motion been made and supported. Mr. Burt.
Well, thank you, Mr. Chair and members of the board. Staff recommends board approval for the resolution authorizing a contract extension to Luigi Fernando and Sons Cement until August 30th, 2024. The extension would allow time under the current contract without modifying funding or terms and conditions to complete contract work scheduled but delayed by winter weather and cold temperatures. During this time extension, SMART staff will present a new contract for concrete to the board members for consideration. This is a 3-month extension funded by operating funds. Staff is available for questions.
Any question for Mr. Burt? John?
Mr. Byrd, I think you just clarified it in the briefing recommendation that we got. It says 6 months, but it says from May 1st to August 31st of 2024. So it's just a 3-month extension.
Yes, it
correct?
is.
Excellent. It's good.
Any other question? Thank you, Mr. Burt.
All right, thank you.
A motion been made and supported. All those who agree signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. Item 12, closed session. We need a
Mr. Chair,
motion.
make a motion to go into closed session.
Support.
Motion been made and supported.
Roll call.
Roll call, please.
Chairman Abdul Haddis,
Yes.
Vice Chairperson John Paul Rea.
Yes.
Ms. Hillary Chambers.
Yes.
Ms. Sheila Cote.
Yes.
Dr. Curtis Ivory. Mr. Manico, I'll give you a call from my cell phone. Mr. Burt Reyes again.
Yes.
Okay, it's gonna be from May 1st
Is it Brian?
Brian.
Brian,
Yeah.
that's who it is
to July.
for UAW. Yeah.
What agenda item is it, Ron? That's the issue. What agenda item?
Right.
The agenda item?
The kind of.
Okay. Is it the issue with the date? Okay, thanks.
Okay, we back in old session, we have to go back to item 11B to amend the contract from May 1st to July 31st, 2024.
I'll make that amendment, Mr. Chair.
Support.
Motion been made and supported. All those who agree signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. Okay, now we go to board member comment. Any board member have any comment?
Mr. Chair, if there's no comments from members of the board, I make a motion to adjourn.
Motion been made and supported. All those who agree signify